Resident Evil 5 is an action survivor horror from the Resident Evil series. As you can tell by the title, it is the 5th game in the main series. It is also the first to include a co-op mode. It was originally released in 2009 for Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. It has since been re-released for Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. I got it when it was first released. I had to choose between Silent Hill Homecoming and Resi 5, but I went with the latter because of co-op. It takes place 5 years after Resident Evil 4 and follows Chris Redfield, now in the BSAA, who goes to Africa to get more information on a new virus. He is partnered up with Sheva Alomar, and they have a fun adventure fighting off infected people and creatures while tracking down the source of the new virus. It introduces a lot of new characters, along with bringing back a few favorites, and the story overall is very entertaining. The gameplay is a lot more action-oriented than previous titles, including Resi 4, and can be campy at times. That's not to say it's not absolutely terrifying at times, but you will most likely never run out of ammo. What makes progressing easier is that you have a partner with you during the majority of the game, either a co-op partner or AI. I've mostly only ever played with another person, and it's a rite of passage to becoming my close friend. We will never have a true bond unless we play this together. Just kidding, kind of. The enemies are numerous and will overwhelm you easily. The inventory screen is now a grid of 9 boxes, each of which can carry one type of item, regardless of size. You can trade herbs, ammo, and grenades with your partner, but not guns unless you're playing single player. You have a large selection of weapons to choose from, including handguns, shotguns, machine guns, rifles, magnums, rocket launchers, and even a stun rod. You can also use physical combat if you manage to make an enemy stumble. Unfortunately, you're not able to buy ammo, but it is easy to find. You can find treasures in the stages and sell those for money. Whenever you upgrade a gun and raise its capacity, it automatically fills it up with ammo. The bosses and mini-bosses are very creepy and can be stressful. Some of them have to be defeated by a specific method, but you can also just shoot them to death if you have a high enough strength weapon and enough ammo, or a rocket launcher. Almost every boss battle is completely different from the others, and they never get stale, in my opinion. The very final boss battle is the only one that I have issues with. I can't complete it without just using a rocket launcher at the right moment. Each area of the game has different gameplay, and it is fun to play certain ones. The areas I didn't like were the ones where I had to solve puzzles or find a way out because I have no patience. The AI partner is pretty smart for the most part, but it's way more fun to play with a friend or some random person you get matched up with online. Working together to make progress really makes you feel like a team who needs the other person. Since most of the game's stages can be completed fairly quickly, it has a lot of replayability value. I like going back and trying to see how fast I can complete each stage. Beating all of the stages in under 5 hours gets you access to the infinite rocket launcher, which makes professional difficulty only slightly less aggravating. After beating the main game, there is still a lot left to do. It has a mercenaries mode, where you try to defeat as many enemies as you can in certain stages, and you can play as different characters. There is also an online versus mode, but from what I saw during my stream, no one really plays it anymore. There are also 2 DLCs called Lost in Nightmares and Desperate Escape. Lost in Nightmares is a throwback to the original Resident Evil and takes place in a similar mansion, along with being the prequel to 5's story. Desperate Escape takes place during Resi 5 and shows a couple other characters' perspectives. They're both short but fun. There are a lot of other unlockables, such as costumes and weapons, character figures, and more. There's just a lot of content packed into this one game. I have a lot of fond memories of this game, so I'm probably being biased, but I love it so much. It being co-op also makes it very special, and I wish more of the Resident Evil games had this kind of teamwork. The only gripes I have about it are that you can only aim your gun while standing still, which becomes very inconvenient when enemies that can one-hit kill you are right up in your face. Not being able to trade weapons is also annoying, but I guess I can kind of understand why, because of upgrading them. The QuickTime events also pop up out of nowhere sometimes, and you can't react in time to press the right buttons. It's still a great game in general though, and I feel like it's still fun to play even 12 years later. Thank you for watching the video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon. You guys mean so much to me, and I'm glad that people support me. I also have stuff you can get if you patron me. I forgot to record the outro the last time, so I don't really remember what's relevant. Thank you for watching.